Hi, dear students. Today I would like to tell you something about the use of vocabulary in English. You must have heard that vocabulary is very essential for building up a good language structure. But nobody tells you what kind of vocabulary you need to gather. For example, when you just look up a dictionary, you have crowds and crowds, thousands and thousands of vocabularies. But you don't need to master all this vocabulary because that is quite unnecessary and it is quite a laborious task. My point here is you need to master only those vocabulary and those words, are really necessary for your everyday use. When I say this, you may ask what are the words that I should use in our everyday life. Of course, there are certain words. There are almost 800 or 900 words that you need to master because in the case of an average American or British, what happens is that they get not more than that. But in our case, what we do, exactly, we try to study vocabulary quite unnecessarily, and we don't even know the exact use of these words, the right place of words. So what happens is that we may use mostly wrong words. Our word choice is quite apparently very wrong. My advice here is the first thing that you use. If you are a beginner, you should focus on mastering structural vocabulary. Let me tell you once again, structural vocabulary. The kind of vocabulary, the kind of words that create language. For example, there are some repetitive words. These words are more than simple words in dictionary, and these words you need to master. Look at the words like more, furthermore. These two words, more and furthermore, you may have the meaning of these words in dictionary, but the use of these words are always different, and that may come according to the context in which you are using. And when you use the word more, either with another word like still, you get a different meaning. Still more, furthermore. So what happens is that these words, essentially these words, that create the very structure and the balance of language. That's one reason why I'm saying you must gather structural vocabulary. When you read a newspaper, please go through each line very carefully and find out what are the structural vocabulary that you find in each sentence, and try to master them carefully and try to use them accordingly. And what happens is that in the course of time you become very strong in English. Otherwise, your vocabulary that you just mastered from dictionary will not have any use at all. So try structural vocabulary next day onwards. In the next class, I will give you what are the structural vocabularies like. Thanks. If you want to know more about structural vocabulary, you can contact me at any time. I think you know my phone number. If you don't know, please write it down: 9946728672. If you are not aware, if you can't contact me on my mobile, you can just try on my email address. It is Sreelesh at gmail.com. I will be available at any time. Thanks.